All right, man, let's talk about the Detroit Lions. Like the Detroit Lions, what about them taking the flyer on Anthony Richardson at number 6? Now, everybody is in a frenzy about defense, but when I look up there, it's mock draft seeing, and it's all going to change, just hypothetical. Now it's mock draft seeing Tyree Wilson kind of jumping Jalen Carter, and you see stuff, might be, and I think the Raiders don't land Aaron Rodgers. I think they may trade up to one. I mean, you really don't really know, but them edge rushers, I think when they started to see Tyree Wilson work out, I think he may jump Jalen Collins. But the biggest problem with that, if the Bears stay at number 1 and they stay ahead of the Lions, they're probably going to take Will Anderson. Arizona, apparently, some people think they might go Tyree Wilson. They just hired the Eagles defensive coordinator as the head coach, so I don't know how that's going to work with Kyler Murray. I think that's a failure. I don't know much about him, though, so not say that. And then, then you got the Seahawks, who probably more likely going to take Jalen Carter, but things can change. So then that leave you with Brees and Byron Murphy. And I love Byron Murphy. Brees, I would think about him later in the draft, later in the first round, perhaps. But when I look up there so far, I'm not really thinking corner up there. That just don't make no sense, because it's going to take time for a corner to develop. Drafting a corner again in that range, and people say, oh, you need help at defense, you need help at corner. It's asking that corner to come in right away and have an impact is crazy. And you got so many young corners. I keep trying to explain to people this. You need a veteran in that room. A Bradbury, a Ramsey, a Slay. You need a veteran in that room. And I'm not taking a corner with 6. And if I love a corner, I would just rather move back. It's nobody that I'm looking at right now, as far as the guys that y'all want in that range, it's nobody I consider worth number 6. I'm not taking another corner at 6. I'd rather move back, get capital. Obviously, it's too early to take a running back. Most people will believe. People saying they love Brees, and I'm like, I'm not impressed. Like, taking that guy at number 6 overall, I mean, for what? I'm not impressed. Murphy, I like his tape, but number 6 overall, no. When I see Tyree Wilson, he jumps off the page. He jumps off the film. So you like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You see the potential, you see the actual play. Yeah, that's top 6 worthy. You know what I'm saying? But when I start looking, if you're not gonna move back and acquire more picks, but you got a lot of picks, why not? It's a luxury pick. Why not invest in Anthony Richardson? I mean, if you feel comfortable, you could put a package in for him. I see some videos of him throwing the football. Got the arm, and he got the basis for a really good quarterback. And people were just so enamored. Well, we just get defense. We just need defense. When you gotta look at the range you in. This is a bonus pick. This is a bonus pick for 1, right? 2 is nobody up there that's worth that pick at that range. Thanks to Baker Mayfield. Now, if Carter there, Young there, Tyree Wilson as of right now there, then yeah. Murphy, I like Murphy, but not at number 6. I don't like him that much. Good guy. Good guy that's gonna be on that opposite side. And long, people say we already got defensive end. Can't really never had too many edge rushers. Long kid, strong kid, good athleticism. But I don't see number 6 for either on the Clemson guy. I don't see game changer. Taking Richardson at number 6, a lot of people say, and I seen him go as high as number 2. And that's probably going to be the trend as long as he don't verbally mess it up. And this would be the best opportunity, and this is me making a case, not saying this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue to break these guys down. This would be the ideal situation for him, because he's not going to be there at 18. When you see him throw the football, when you see him run, you hear about how good he is at anticipating throws. That's what you need to hear right there. That's the basis. He got the deep ball. He can anticipate the windows. He can run. Now we just got to clean up the mechanics. So this is the ideal scenario for him to sit behind Jared Goff for a couple seasons instead of going to Houston. And then as soon as my man's from Stanford don't do right, what's his name? I forget, and they pull him, and you get thrown in a bad situation, and he run around hurting himself. This is a perfect situation for him to get his mechanics together, you know, his arms, foot, shoulder placement, all that together, read and learn defenses, learn from Ben Johnson, learn from Jared Goff. It's the perfect situation. And then, you know, if you want to put a package in there for him, so be it. And it's going to be hard for Martha to sit there and say, well, I'm going to pay this kid this amount of money to sit behind Jared Goff. Why can't he start? Why can't he play? Why are we invest in Goff? Well, you know, but you thinking long term. And even if Goff is the answer long term, guess what? I feature this kid in the third or second preseason game, whichever is the new dress rehearsal, if they still doing that. And then I can flip him. You know, so like I said, you got to think about it. It's a luxury pick. Now, if you got a guy up there you feel that's Darrelle Revis, you got to take him. You got a guy you feel up there is Sean Taylor, you got to take him, regardless of position. You feel like Bijan Robinson is the best player. You can't get him at 18, he gonna be gone, and you can't move up from 18 to get him. The kid Bijan Robinson from Texas, at 6, you take him, and it's gonna sound crazy, but when you ain't in the quarterback field, you ain't in the left tackle field, and you ain't seeing a true edge that you really fall in love with, like for me, Tyree Wilson, Will Anderson, and ain't no Jalen Carter there, you in the position with a bonus pick. So you can't be in the position where the Giants was, where they need a quarterback, so they took Phil Simms when they could have had Reggie White and Lawrence Taylor. You can understand that, even though down the line they won with Hostetler. They had won a championship with the backup Hostetler. But that's in hindsight. So that quarterback is important. And like I said, I'm looking at it as a luxury. And don't forget, if you want to move back into the first round, they can do that. You know, they could do that. 2 second-round picks, future capital, and all that. You could do that. You in 18, you can move up. So it's a lot of things they can do. But when I look at that defense, and you say, man, what is that they need? They need an interior dog. They definitely need Jalen Carter. They need an inside linebacker that can come and play right now, like Levante David. They need a young guy to learn behind him. And I would say they need a corner, a veteran corner. You know, and if you're going to move on from Jeff Okudah, fine, draft a corner. Preferably 18 or down the line. You know what I'm saying? Preferably, you know, look at Kansas City. They won corners with all young guys. You know, all they guys got injured. So, I mean, you can't do it. But then again, when you're playing with Patrick Mahomes, it's different. So, but yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, if people don't look at it, they look at, well, Goff had a great season. He's the answer. That's how they look at it. We don't need no other quarterback. It don't work like that. The NFL evolves. That's what Sean McVay thought when he had a good season, and they caught on to what Sean McVay and then was doing. And then guess what? He wasn't so great anymore in that offense. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand, you always gotta be looking forefront. And if you got an opportunity to get a kid like that with the physical gifts that he got, you can believe in his mental, his mental capacity to play quarterback. Sit him for a couple years. Grant Goff a nice 1 or 2 year extension. Sit the kid, learn, and then plug him. And that's beneficial to him. He's not ready to go right now. And he said, we at 6, man, we need to get somebody who can play. Who at 6 do y'all really like that realistically gonna be there unless we gonna move up? We moving up. And it's hard for a lot of people to make the case to say, well, move up and get Jalen Carter. And move up for D lineman when they've been drafting interior linemen and O linemen, D linemen for years. It's hard, but I ain't mad at it. But who you really, going up there saying, who really gonna be there? It's gonna be quarterback galore, for one. And then the Clemson guys, I don't like the interior white one at Brees, whatever his name, at 6. And he been fucking injured. I'm just not impressed. Not to be that high. I think he'd be a good pro, but not that high. And then, Murphy, I like Murphy, but him coming off the opposite side, bro, I can... big, strong kid coming off the opposite side. He might be really, really good, but I don't see Will Anderson, Tyree Wilson, Von Miller type of guy. So when you look at Anthony Richardson, he marks off every box as far as what they need. See, they don't need nobody like Bryce. Well, You know, I would probably sit Bryce Young too and put him in the weight room. Shit. But, you know, he get an opportunity to sit and learn. And I look at it as a luxury pick. Now, if it's a dude up there like Von Miller, like, there's no doubt about it. You know what I'm saying? If it's a dude there at 6, like the Real Reavers, no doubt about it. I can wait. And that's what you believe. That's what you believe. But people are literally thinking Jared Goff is the answer going forward. So be it. Because he's top 5 quarterback in the MC. So is fucking Kirk Cousins. So you gotta have a foresight to see what's coming. And it's probably gonna be a team like the Eagles again that's gonna look at the NFC and say, you know what? Let's go get this shit. Let's go get it. Could the Lions be that team? Yeah. Yeah. But at 6, then you come back at 18, then you could take a Brees or the interior from Pitt, or you could take a corner. I wouldn't still take a corner. I'd rather trade that pick for a Jalen Ramsey. Or rather take some money and pay a James Bradbury a 2-year deal. You know, or rather pay somebody. Because, you know, people keep thinking like, oh, corner. I don't know what the city of Detroit fans or the Detroit Lions fans are so infatuated with drafting cornerbacks. I don't get it. I really don't. They are super infatuated with drafting corners in the first round. You know, go get somebody, all them young guys you got in that cornerback room, go get you somebody that can lead them in that cornerback room. That's what they need. So, like I said, I like the Robinson kid from Texas too. Just looking at him a little bit, like might be him and Anthony Richardson and you know, and a handful of guys, Wilson, Anderson, and Carter. They might be, you know, athletically the most gifted guys in this draft that I've seen. So, but hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, want to support the channel. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify and Apple only. Spotify and Anchor only. Peace.